Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you some watercolor brushes that I found in Søstrene Grene that I was curious to test out. I have them right here. They are from this brand, Søstrene Grene. I believe they have stores in most of Europe, and I don't know if they have anywhere else, but they had some new watercolor brushes that I was very interested in trying. So let's take a quick look at what they look like. So I got three that resemble mop watercolor brushes, and I got them in the sizes 1, 3, and 5. We'll take a closer look on them in a moment. Then I got some round brushes for details in sizes 00 and 1, just because I really need some good detailed brushes. I'm struggling with the ones I have right now. I hope these can be introduced into my most used watercolor brushes. And then I of course fell for some washi tapes that I'm gonna just use in this video to tape down the sketch that I'm going to paint a little while later. They are very pretty. I'm going to show you them closer up in a moment. Well, let's get unpacking and get a closer look at the brushes. I'll see you on the table. So here are the brushes and stuff that I want to show you today. So let's unpack them and read about what they're made of. So this is a size 1 and it cost 5.74 euros. And it says, let me show you, watercolor painting brush. Brush hair is a mix of nylon and wool. So it's actually a mix of nylon and wool, so it's not entirely synthetic. I'm curious to see how it works when I draw with it. Let's get it out of here. Oops. Let me just show you. Søstrene Grene, and it's size 1. And it has this nice cap on the bristles that I'm going to save so that I can protect it later, but let's take it off and look at the bristles. Right now they're glued together to keep their shape while being in the store and shipping and stuff. But it looks very promising. I'm very curious to see how they perform. I don't have any mop brushes to compare with, but I'm just curious to see what these do. And yeah, I hope you'll stick around to see it. So let me just quickly unpack the other ones and tell you how much I paid for them. So the size 3 cost 6.86 euros, and it's the same mix of nylon and wool. There we go. Size 3. And the biggest one cost 7.84 euros. And it's again the same, it's the mix of nylon and wool for the bristles. Ooh, it's nice and big. I'm looking forward to trying this. I love working with big brushes and small brushes, but you know, there's just something about a really big one. So here are they in, so you can see them comparably in sizes. So you can see we have 1, 3, and 5. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how well they perform. And then we have the round brushes. It doesn't say what they're made of, but I'm pretty sure it's fully synthetic. And I got the sizes 00 and 1 because I wanted detail brushes. And these two cost together 1.24 euros. Here they are. And of course they are also glued and protected by a plastic tube. So I'm gonna be very curious to see if they hold their shape once they get the glue off and get to be used. we'll find out about that in a moment. And then I just wanted to show you the washi tape that I got. So I got 2 black ones with white leaves on them, and then 1 pink one with white flowers and stuff. And I just think they're so pretty. And if you're curious about what they cost, let me see. They cost 1.09 euro. These are the things that I'm going to use today with a sketch that I'm going to show you now. I know I'm showing it sideways. Let me show you like this. And this is what I'm going to be painting. I'm going to paint on hot press watercolor paper, 300 GSM. So the paper shouldn't be in the way of the brushes showing how well they can perform, because this is very, very nice paper. This is the Canson Heritage paper, and I have a whole video on where I tested it and showed how well it performed. So if you're curious about that, you can go and find the link in the description, or maybe I'll put a card up in the corner. Yeah, but this is the sketch I'll be working on. I'll be just recording a time lapse, and then I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. I hope you'll stick around, because, well, I'm very curious about these brushes, and maybe so are you, since you got to this video. Anyway, I'm going to start the time lapse now. I'll see you at the end of the video. Hi! I said I was going to the time lapse, but actually first I'm just going to show you how to get the glue off the bristles, because when you get them, they are gonna be stiff like this. You can tell that there is glue on the bristles. So before you can use these brushes, you have to just soak them in lukewarm water, not warm water. You can do it with cold, I think, but lukewarm is probably the fastest. And I'm just going to dissolve the glue, and you can tell that it takes a little while, but after a moment it's going to loosen up and become soft and ready to paint with. And you have to do this for all the brushes, also the 00s and 01, the detail round brushes. So as you can tell, this is now soft. It's very soft. Oh, I'm so excited to paint with it, and it can hold so much water. Yeah, and then you just pat them dry like you usually would. And here we go. We have a brush that's ready to use. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all the brushes so that they are ready to use, and then I'll show you the time lapse. I hope you'll stick around. For the painting, I'm using St. Petersburg's watercolors and Finetec pearlescent colors. Welcome back! I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse and I hope that you enjoyed the painting that I made. It turned out like this and it's called Midas Touch for obvious reasons, and yeah, I quite like how it turned out. It's okay, it's not one of my best works, but I actually like it. I hope you do too. But the most important thing, the thing that we're here for, are the brushes. And what do I think about the brushes? These will be my first impressions because I've only done one painting with them, but generally I'm pretty pleased. So, the mop brushes, the mop watercolor brushes. I thought they would stain very badly because they were white, but actually they only stained a little bit, especially from the red, the number 3 here. Sorry. It became a little bit pink. It's hard to see on camera, but it's a little pink. But overall they stained very little, which I'm pretty surprised about because they were white, so I thought they were gonna be, you know, brown by now. And they hold so much water. I was actually surprised. I was prepared for them holding more water than what I was used to, but they held even more than that. And it made me, you know, several times I had to put more pigment on the brush because the brush held so much water that the pigment became more diluted. So I felt like I had to use more pigment, but in reality it's just because the water was in the brush and not so much on the palette as I usually have it. But that's amazing. It means that they can paint a large area without having to be re-wet, and it's just something that I have to get used to with putting a little bit more pigment in the brush, which is actually amazing to work with for bigger areas especially. Other than that, they're very soft, very soft. I think that might be usual with mop brushes, but I haven't tried them before, so I was surprised that they were so soft, but they actually keep their points pretty well. I was impressed by that. Yeah, so they're actually pretty amazing. My final thoughts on my first impression of these is that I'm pretty pleased. I really like them, and yeah, I'm gonna use them a lot, I think. So on to the 2 round brushes. These I weren't so impressed with. They're okay, but their points aren't very sharp. And what do I expect when I pay so little? I don't expect them to have very sharp points, but you know, sometimes you can be surprised, like with the mop brushes that were actually pretty amazing. But these round brushes in sizes 0, 0 and 1, they are okay, and that's it. They're alright. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. They are usable. So that's it for my first impressions on all these brushes. And oh yes, the washi tape actually held up very well against the water, and it didn't peel off, you know, by itself when it got wet or when it got warm, when I warmed it with the hairdryer. So I was pleasantly surprised by that as well. And when I peeled it off, I just had to do it slowly, and then it wouldn't destroy the paper, so that was really good too. So I'm gonna probably use that washi tape a lot from now on. Okay, that was my final thoughts on all these brushes and the washi tape. I really hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please consider subscribing and giving it a like. And I really hope to see you next time. Yeah, I hope you have a really nice day or night or morning or whenever this is for you. I'm sorry, I'm a little awkward. Yeah, so I just want to send you the best of vibes, and yeah, let me just say goodbye now before I ramble too much. So goodbye, see you next time.